welcome to a brand new edition of What's That Movie. I'm your host, Norman McGuire, and I am joined here with the returning, my lovely co-host, Kayla Marie Albert. Kayla.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Drinking healthy today for her. Milk. Nice, mature milk.
2% milk.
But we are not here to discuss milk or any other dairy products. Today's episode is about worst actors. But stay tuned to the end of the episode because last episode, me and Kaz talked about our top 5 endorsed movies. At the end of this episode, Miss Albert here is going to be talking about her 5 endorsed films. So that's going to be epic. You do not want to miss that because her list definitely different from me and Kaz's, that's for sure.
What were your and Kaz's?
Me and Kaz are not speaking on terms of that right now because we have some disagreements on those. So we'll save that for another time. Anyways, today's episode is about the very anticipated episode we talked about a few episodes ago, and that's worst actors. As you heard over the course of the few episodes of this season, there's always been at least one mention of Twilight or Kristen Stewart. So, Kayla, you want to just start off why exactly you do not like Kristen Stewart?
Okay. Kristen Stewart, the reason...
If you haven't heard it already, we're going to hear it again.
Yeah.
Because it's our show, we can say whatever we want.
Yeah, so... No, nothing against Twilight or the books or anything, but I'm sorry. They could have picked a much better actress for this. When Kristen acts, this is how she acts.
No facial expression.
This is how she talks. This is how she acts. This is how she cries. This is how she screams. This is how she's happy. This is how she makes love. This is what... We're going to have to bleep that out. This is the face that she gets when she's like, oh, I felt something.
Mm-hmm.
Edward, I think I might be pregnant. Seriously?
Yeah.
How do you act like that? How do you continuously get these movie deals? You know, and I heard the same thing from multiple people, that she acts the exact same in the Huntsman movie, in Catch That Kid, in Adventureland, in this one.
Actually, The Messengers you said was...
The Messengers is the only one I actually kind of liked. I haven't seen it in a few years, so I may change my mind now if I watched it again and be like,
you're
no.
smarter now.
I'm smarter now. Well, it's the same thing, like...
Well, when you're younger, when you watch movies, you don't pay attention to the actor. You just
Yeah.
pay attention to the story and all the characters and stuff like that. Now, with us more in depth into the films, that's a big thing for us.
Well, it's the same thing with like a lot of films that I watched a couple years ago versus today. Yeah, it may not have been that long of a span of me watching them.
You just don't realize how bad the actor was.
Right, and I love The Happening. I love the thought of that movie. But the main actor, the guy, was so bad. There's like a guy yelling at him because he's peeping through the doors trying to get food for this little girl, and the guy's like, "You're gonna bring the sickness in with you." And the guy's like, "Oh no, we're not sick. We just want to get food for this little girl."
Yeah.
And one of the boys gets shot, and he's just like, "No. Okay, let's run this way."
Also in that film, the actress along with Zooey Deschanel is the co-star. I love her to death. I think she's a very good actress. In The Happening?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, Zooey Deschanel?
The girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her, but I don't know if I like her in that movie either.
That film, it feels like it was almost
It had a good story.
It had an excellent story.
It just the delivery, I guess you can say, wasn't as good as the story was.
The actors, I feel like this was their first time type movie. Because you'll see the same actor that made...
Our first national feature film, because who knows that they've been on independent ones, so...
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It felt like it was one of their first films. They were shy. They were nervous. Because you'll see him later on in The Lovely Bones. He's the father.
Yep.
And to be quite honest, he did a much better job. He wasn't perfect, but he did better.
Because we talk about worst actors, does it matter what the role is that makes them bad, or is it just how they
I think it's how they deliver it. You know, if you have a role that's very small, you don't really have to act it that much. I mean, yes, if you're a hobo on the street who's getting drunk all the time, yeah, you're going to have to act like a hobo on the street that's getting drunk all the time.
Right.
If you're just an old man waiting to die, you're going to act like an old man waiting to die. you have to play the role.
Right.
You know, and they have to understand that in The Happening, he had to play the role of a father trying to keep all these people safe and trying to make them understand this is why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
This is the happening.
Right.
And he just made it seem very unprofessional. Mm-hmm. We know that he is a professional, but it feels like he's a new professional.
Right. Going back to Twilight, is Kristen Stewart the only one you don't like from there? Of that clan of actors?
In the Twilight movies?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Because the only person I like out of there, because I've never seen the movies, I don't care to, no offense, because I know you're a twihard.
I'm not a twihard.
But the only person that I think is the better actors of them all is Taylor Lautner. Because I've seen him in a few movies, that's probably why, more than Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. But is there anyone that you dislike in those films?
The guy who played Jasper in the first film.
Boo. Is his name? No, it's not Boo Boo Stewart.
That's not Boo Boo.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
But anyways, the guy who played Jasper, like I said, can't remember his name. Mm-hmm. In the first movie, he always looked like he was constipated. That was his look. He looked petrified. And it was really bad. But later on in these movies, like Eclipse, he has done a much, much better job than just, you know, he actually acts because in those books, in that one at least, he had the background story. They got to tell why he turned into a vampire, what he had to go through. Mm-hmm. And he was much better. You know, I also like the girl who plays Alice. Mm-hmm. She can play multiple roles. She doesn't always do these vampire magic.
That isn't, what's her face? Oh, she's been in so many films. She was in I Am Sam. She's been in, what's her name? I know it too. You know who I'm talking about? She's playing Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girl. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I know that the girl who plays Alice plays in Summer's Moon, which is it's a horror film, and she did...
Dakota Fanning. Is that her?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't like Dakota Fanning. I really don't. I didn't like her when she was younger. Now that she's grown up a little bit, she's grown on me a little. Mm-hmm. Especially when she played in, like, Push. I liked the movie Push. Did not like her in The Runaways. Did not. The Runaways was also Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning playing
Yeah.
The Runaways.
Yeah.
And, anyways, so Alice, she has played in Summer's Moon. She has another film coming out soon. And she does a very good job in horror films. She really does. She, in Summer's Moon, played the actress who got kidnapped. And, you know, in the film, she wasn't the good girl. She was bad. She was a runaway, really. And she would steal from people and did a very good job.
Right.
So.
Moving along.
Yeah.
Someone I have on my mind is Freddie Prinze Jr. And the reason I don't necessarily like Freddie Prinze Jr. is he's a very awkward actor. A very awkward delivery. Like, have you seen Scooby-Doo?
Yes.
Like, he fits in that role, but his voice is very monotone. And he doesn't show real emotion like Kristen Stewart, but I don't like his voice, and I don't know what it's about. Like, the two movies that I specifically chose for examples are Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. And the other one, I don't know if you've seen the I Know What You Did Last Summer series.
No.
He played in that, and it's a good film, good trilogy, but I don't know what it's about either. And he's also played an episode of Friends as a male nanny, which is pretty funny, which was the best role I've seen him in, because he's still monotone, but he's very funny, and he's a very good actor in that one. But what do you think about Freddie Prinze Jr.? Do you think?
I honestly haven't seen many films that he was in.
Me neither.
I have seen the Scooby-Doo ones, and he acted like the little preppy kid that was better than everybody else. Yeah. He really didn't feel like he played the role.
I can't get past his voice. That's the only thing. I think that's why I don't like him as an actor.
Yeah.
Just his voice. He has a very stunning wife, though, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who actually he met on I Know What You Did Last Summer, and is in Scooby-Doo 1 and 2 as well. Played Daphne.
Oh, really?
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar, yep.
Oh.
And another one is Anna Faris. She was Cindy Campbell in Scary Movie films.
I watched a film the other day called The Dictator that had her in there.
Of course it is. She's always in stupid films.
She, the Dictator was actually extremely funny.
It could be funny, but
it was like a
movie.
Borat, except it wasn't stupid. Borat was just a really stupid movie.
She's a good actress. She's a very good actress, but I think she needs a better role than the Cindy Campbells and all the other stupid movies she's played in, like The House Bunny she's been in, and a bunch of other stupid films. She's a good actress, but
the one that she played in with The Dictator, literally, she was a butch-looking girl. They cut off all her hair, dyed it black, gave her overalls and an oversized T-shirt, and then she had to fall in love with the dictator who was playing a normal person, and he kept calling her a boy throughout the entire film. He thought that he was falling in love with a boy.
Was she a dumb person in that movie?
Kinda.
Because I don't think she should play the dumb girl roles.
She wasn't completely dumb.
Like the Cindy Campbell in the other film she's played in, she's played dumb, and I don't know why. I just don't like it. I don't like her playing that role.
The film that she was in for the dictator, the role that she had, she was like a tree hugger, basically, and the dictator tried to show her, you know, everything that she could do to make herself better, and then she eventually found out that he was the dictator, and it was so weird. They were gonna have like a sex scene going on between her and the dictator, and he's licking like hair for some reason on her skin, and I'm looking and I'm like, is that her armpit? And they zoom out and it's him licking her armpit hair, and it's like really long and disgusting.
Yeah, okay, we're going away from this conversation. And her voice too. Yeah, her voice.
Exactly, just like that.
I don't know if that's what I look for in an actor, because I said the same thing about Freddie Prinze Jr., but her voice is it too whiny, do you think? Like,
too whiny, and I think she holds her eyes open very, very wide.
It's obvious she does it on purpose, I think, because it's like, but who knows, she's done it in a lot of films where her voice is very annoying. Yeah. But she's very funny, though. I don't like this Scary Movie series, but she did a good job in those, I think. I think she played the
idiot role?
Yeah, and the protagonist role very good. Scary Movie 5 is actually coming out in the next year or two.
Really?
She is not in that film due to her pregnancy.
She's pregnant?
Yeah. So, I don't know. Charlie Sheen's coming back for that film, I believe. Don't know how.
I'm pretty sure he died in the fourth third or fourth.
He died in the beginning of the fourth. We've had a discussion on this very program.
Oh. That's right.
Because it was an awkward conversation. Anyways.
It was.
Now, is there any more worse actors out there that we may have not covered?
Whoever played Borat.
That's not. I don't know who played it because I never watched it.
It was just retarded. Stupid movie for a stupid actor. That's.
Yeah.
The movie made no sense.
Is there any actors out there that get a bad rep but they're pretty good? In your mind? Because I think Charlie Sheen's one of them.
Yeah,
I personally do not like Charlie Sheen because of all of his lifestyle choices and how stupid he's been. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, I like his acting skills. You know, 2.5 Men, I'd watch with my family every single time it was on, no matter if it was a rerun or not. We just enjoy the film, or not the film, the movies or the show so much that we wanted to watch it and watch it and watch it. And we're very upset when he left, and we stopped watching it from there.
Really?
It was just done.
We
saw the first couple episodes.
I purchased the 9th season. It's not. Well, I can't really judge because it's the first season with Ashton Kutcher, so we can't really be, the judge on that. But from what I saw, it was pretty entertaining. It's a lot more sexual, sexual innuendos in this season.
They were all very.
Yeah, I know that, but there's a lot more, a lot more. I don't want to say detail, but a lot more dirtier and stuff like that. One person I've actually heard a lot of negative stuff about, don't know why. She's actually played on 2.5 Men before. Jane Lynch. She's the therapist for Charlie.
The one who plays in Glee?
Yep.
Okay.
I've talked to a lot of people who have liked her and who haven't liked her. I love her. She's played in Criminal Minds, which is one of my favorite shows. And actually in the 9th season of 2.5 Men, Ashton Kutcher goes to see her. And everyone's like infatuated by Ashton Kutcher in the season, like in love with him. And he gave her a hug, and after he left, she looks at the camera and she's like, maybe I'm not gay after all. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
Jane Lynch, I think, is a phenomenal actor. She's hilarious. Like, you cannot deny that.
Yeah.
She's pretty funny. Anyone you can think of that?
I'm sure there are some, but I can't pick on everybody because I'd probably say the same thing about all of them.
Great. I think that's about wraps it up for today.
Yeah.
Real quick, as I said in the beginning, I'm not going to forget your top 5 endorsed films.
My top 5.
Number 1, or these are no specific order, just your top 5.
My top 5.
We can go from number 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. What do you want to do?
Let's try to do 5 to 1.
Okay, number 5.
Number 5. Probably the Shrek series.
Shrek series.
Yeah.
Good pick, good pick.
Um,
Make sure to watch the episode where we talk about the Shrek series in depth. Go watch that.
yes.
Number 4.
I very much enjoyed Finding Nemo.
Of course, Mike. Have you seen it in 3D yet?
No.
Actually, Kaz and his brother went to see it the other week in 3D.
Yeah.
And he thought it was very good. I have no personal interest in seeing it in 3D, but
Yeah, I have it on VHS, or at least my parents do. I can watch it anytime I want and imagine it in 3D.
Ellen DeGeneres makes that movie, by the way. Number 3.
Forgot what the other one was.
I believe before we went on air, you said The Labyrinth was 1.
Yeah, The Labyrinth is number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hercules.
Hercules, the animated one?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
I love the Disney Hercules movie. Just love it.
And number 2?
Yeah, I don't remember number 2.
Just think of a film.
Think of a film. Think of a film. The SpongeBob movie.
SpongeBob movie.
No, I actually do like that one a lot.
You like
I
that?
watch it a lot.
Okay, so you heard it. Those were Kayla's top 5 endorsed films. Be sure, if you have not checked out me and Kaz's endorsed film episode, or whatever you want to call it, be sure to go check that out. It's currently on YouTube right now. Until next time, America, this has been Norman McGuire.
And I'm Kayla Marie Albert.
We'll see you next time with that movie.